Forgiveness can be taken as a situation of setting yourself free from the burden of hatred by releasing those who wounded you from your heart. In life, it is very hard to have a better tomorrow if all the time you are thinking about those who wounded you yesterday. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it enlarges the future. The more you look at the past, the less you get ahead. Your past cannot be changed, but you can change your tomorrow by changing your action. If you cannot forgive, it means that you cannot change your future for better. He who cannot forgive destroys the bridge over which he would cross in the future. Without forgiveness, there is no future, because a person cannot move forward when he is thinking about those who wounded him in the past. Not forgive is to be imprisoned by the past. Not permit yourself to proceed with new business. Forgiveness is like setting a prisoner free, and to discover the prisoner is you. So, life without forgiveness is a prison. It does not require others to first hurt you. You can also put yourself in a prison when you refuse to forgive yourself from all the things you did, yet you are not supposed to do them. Or from all things you did not do, yet you are supposed to do them. When you focus so much on the past, you block yourself from the future, and you imprison yourself. Remember, no one has ability to unlock you from the prison where you put yourself, apart from yourself. The only way to set yourself free is through forgiveness. We should not also forget that forgiveness is a selfish act. It benefits more the one who forgives than the one who is forgiven. The truth is that unless you forgive yourself, you'll never be able to forgive others. And if you don't forgive others, you will never move forward. The weight of keeping hunger is too heavy, can greatly drag someone down. It is a tremendous load in this race we are running of life. It really does not matter if a person who hurt you deserves to be forgiven or not. Forgiveness is just a gift you can give to yourself, but you do it for yourself. Not forgiving wounds a person who hates more than the person who is hated. It also takes a great amount of a person's brain power to be wasted, especially when he begins to think about those he hates. But forgiving heals the wounds and saves the expense of hunger, which would cause more problems to a person who hates. When a person finds it in himself to forgive, then he is no longer chained in the prison of those who belong to him. So, forgiving helps a person to move on and delivers him from the problems hatred brings. It also helps the enemy to become a better person than before. This is why it's very important to understand that a person does not need to forgive for the sake of those who belong to him, but for the sake of himself. Because hatred is a big burden to bear, and it destroys the hater before the hated one. Don't forget that you should always give yourself the best and never be discouraged by those who hate you. They may hate you, but they'll never win you unless you begin hating them. When you begin fighting those who fought you, they will fight back and you'll end up losing twice. But if you take a decision to forgive them, you will move on with your life well. We all know that when a person begins to oppress those who belong to him, he ends up oppressing himself. So, the sweetest revenge for those who belong to you is forgiving them. By forgiving them, it will be very easy to forgive yourself from more hurts you would get. Forgiveness is also a form of love. For a person to love, he must learn to forgive the imperfections of others. It's also regarded as one of the highest and most beautiful form of love. It brings untold peace, happiness, strength, and joy to the soul of a person that practices it. A human soul appears to be strong and happy when it foregoes the revenge and forgives. So forgiveness makes a person's soul strong, happy, and peaceful. But unforgiveness makes it weak, unhappy, and burdened. This is why Martin Luther King Jr. stated that hatred is a big burden to bear. Let me stick on love. It came because he knew that by refusing to forgive, it would cause his soul to become weak and unhappy. Consequently, the only way to reach inner peace in our lives is through practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a must that others must apologize or change first. Don't worry whether they change or not. Just forgive them. Finally, they will understand and come back to you. When you forgive, you release people who wounded you from your heart. and this brings happiness and joy to your soul. Remember, life feeds back right people in its own way. Time will come when they will understand and they will seek forgiveness from you. We are all on a lifelong journey, and the core of its meaning is in love. It's also known that the core of love is in forgiveness and being forgiven, because no one is perfect. So we need to make life meaningful by learning how to forgive and also seeking for forgiveness. Life also becomes easy when you learn to apologize and accept the apology from others. We should never be afraid to admit that it's not a sign of weakness, but a stronger character and responsibility. When a person begins to see others as enemies, he also becomes like them on their side. They will also begin to see him as an enemy. So don't be like those. Always be the one to rebuild good relationship between yourself and others with an understanding and a forgiving heart. Always seek the best from those who hate you. This will not only help them to begin thinking like you, but will also leave them better people than you found them. When a person says, I can forgive, but I can't forget, it's also another way of saying that he cannot forgive. Real forgiveness has to be like cancelled and burnt notes, which cannot be seen again. However, forgiving may not be forgetting. In case forgetting part is so important to a person forgiving. Forgiving may be just like a second chance for a new beginning. Remembering part may be very important, especially when a person forgiving does not want what happened to repeat. In this regard, we need to know that to be wronged may mean nothing unless a person continues to remember it with an aim of revenging. In life, people will make you mad, disrespect, and treat you badly. But let God deal with them. Because when you begin hating them in your heart, this will consume you more than them. Willingness to forgive is a sign of spiritual maturity. And a person who is spiritually mature knows very well that when he forgives, his love for God will increase, and the light of God will shine upon him. When a person trusts God, the time comes when he does not even remember all the bad things others did to him. This enables him to bear more fruits than before. We also need to know that forgiveness will always help a person to bear more fruits than the restricted justice from the courts of law. On another hand, it's very important to know that God forgives us. Therefore, we should forgive each other. When we forgive each other, it becomes very easy for God to forgive us. But when we don't forgive others, it becomes hard for God to forgive us. Our forgiveness from God depends on how we are able to forgive others. Forgiveness is better than revenge. It brings freedom, yet revenge brings more suffering. It's a character of strong people, because the weak cannot forgive. It's also wisdom, because fools cannot accept it. Because it warms the heart and cools the string. It's a sign of gentleness. It involves polite way of talking. It is a complete way of making revenge, because after it's being applied, no more fighting. It's a practice required daily, because since we always stay together with different people, we can always hurt each other, but we can always live with each other through forgiveness. It's divine, because God loves it and supports it. It's a medicine to the heart, because it brings healing to a person who forgives. It's a final form of love, because it involves loving those who hurt you. And finally, it's a gift, because it benefits more a person who forgives than those forgiven. Thank you so much. May God bless you. This is Ronald Mukasa. You can get more information from my Facebook page called Ronnie Mukasa Inspirational page, or email mukasa.ronald@yahoo.com. Thank you.